what we did on fun days, like we got to hang out with Annie. We did like trust exercises with each other to kind of like grow closer as a group. We got some really good cookie dough, and we got to swim and stuff.
Really good way.
We got to like swim and stuff.
Cookie dough.
Cookie dough.
Oh, cookie dough.
Knife Lake to do rock climbing with Eddie, and there were two different things. It was Mickey's Mantle and Open Book. They were both like really fun. Yeah, and we got to like rappel down the cliff. And then came here to solo, and solo was pretty much, it was just a 2-day, 2 nights experience. It just kind of gave you time, like you were just all by yourself with nobody to talk to. The instructors like came to give you your meds or whatever. But it just gave you time to kind of like reflect on the trip that you'd had so far and like what you're trying to like change back home. And then after that, we came back to the Ninth Lake and we traveled all the way down here. And we got to base camp at around here. And we stayed there for 3 days.
2 nights.
Oh, okay. And now we're here in Duluth and we're done.
How was the solo? Can you talk a little bit about the solo? What did you get? How much food did you have?
It was like, they call it a squirrel bag. It's pretty much just like a plastic bag about like that big at the bottom.
Yeah.
And they just filled it with like nuts and a flapper and Jolly Ranchers. So
So did you have to ration that then over those 2 nights? Did you have to ration that little squirrel pack over 3 nights?
Some people
Yeah.
finish their food in like
I ran out
1
on
day.
like the second day's afternoon.
So did they come and check on you during solo?
I mean, if
They
you ran
couldn't,
out
like,
of food,
replenish
then you ran out.
But yeah, but
Really?
we got a really good like brunch out of that. It was like coffee cake and hash browns. So
Really?
I kinda
Wow.
made- Yeah.
Yeah, they just made it.
What about for drinks? Did you have like electrolytes?
You used your water. They gave us little iodine tablets, and like you were always by water.
Just water.
Yeah.
We were on the same lake, and no one could really like talk. Like if you talk to each other, it's called like breaking solo. If you find ways to communicate, like I could only see someone like across the lake, and
Yeah.
I couldn't really talk to them.
No, that's the Canadian border, right up there, you go along the Canadian border.
Yeah, what did you
This
have?
this faded line is.
She's like, yeah, it's
Yeah, it's this orange faded line. So we traveled along Canada for a while, like really close, and we had 2 strikes, like the first day on training, and then we docked in Canada, which is illegal because we don't have permits there.
Passports, yeah.
And no one realized it was Canada, so we got our 3rd strike and went back to training, and we were only there for like 6 hours.
Yeah.
It
You
wasn't
got
our
a
fault though.
strike for doing that because you docked somewhere where you shouldn't have.
Yeah, and then the campsite we were supposed to was like 100 feet to the right in the U.S.
Was there a sign or was there?
No, the only way we could tell was that there wasn't a fire grate that said U.S.
The big fence with the barbed wire.
Yeah. So,
TSA.
so on your solo, I mean, was that a lot of downtime for you? I mean, did
Yeah.
you really have time to relax and think, and did you have
Yeah.
homework involved in that?
I mean, we had to like,
That was when we rewrote our letters.
yeah, we had to write our letters, and then we had to like write a letter to ourselves and to our parents. But like, mainly it was just eat, sleep, drink, write a journal, and go to bed again.
So do you feel like if you had fears prior to going solo, do you think you're able to conquer those fears? Because that would be hard for somebody who's never been out in the woods. I mean, even out by themselves like that on an island. So how do you feel about that part of it?
Wasn't that bad.
Isn't that bad?
Did you feel a sense of freedom then when you had your solo? or-
Yeah, kind of, because like you were just like all by yourself, and like you had like boundaries, like where you could go and couldn't go, but they were usually a good size, so you could just kind of like walk around and do whatever.
Yeah, like you had like time just for yourself, and like every noise you heard sometimes was like scared you. And then one time when Darren was coming up to check on me, I was like just waking up and I was like half delusional, and I thought he was a bear because I saw his hair like coated over the water. I thought it was a black bear. And he just kind of like stopped, and I got scared.
So did they tell you guys on solo, like what time you just go to bed or get up?
You know,
We didn't have watches.
We didn't have watches. They wouldn't tell us what time it was. We tried to use like the sky.
How were the sky was really dark, right? So you could see like in
Yeah.
the stars.
That was the whole.
We saw the Northern Lights. I'll say that.
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
That was like 2 nights or so.
Cool.
So how was it going without the toilet paper the last week?
Some people actually prefer leaves over. I mean, there's certain leaves that are like really big, and on one side it's really fuzzy. It's like, if you like double leaf it, it feels pretty good.
Double leaf it.
Next,